So welcome to our week 6. Okay, but I already missed out, right? Okay? I thought basically it's week 7 there. So this is week 6 there, right? Okay? So it's my bad, my mistakes there, right? Okay? Okay, not actually right. I check back again those timetables there. But it's okay. So as long as we actually can go through with our demonstrations, I can share basically some of the knowledge, okay, with you guys there. Give some of the tips that you guys might lose a little bit when it comes to develop basically your kind of what we call that skill from there. So we can basically go through with all this kind of process quite a little earlier to get to complete them up. And later on, I have another exercise that I plan basically to give the students there, basically my group of students there, which is a gestures line drawings exercise using the references to develop them back, okay? So guys, so check back again those attendance there. So Zanlin is not here, right? Zanlin is not here. Qpei is not here, is it? Alright, Jacqueline, Wenshin, and Xu Ying. Is it? Yeah. Alright guys. Okay, from all this what we call that progressions there, who actually want to share screen there, right? Okay, Andre, are you ready there? You send some of the progressions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So how are you there, Andre? Can I see those references there, Andre? Can I look into those references? Check those references there. These are the references there, right? Okay, from here you redevelop back again there, right? Okay. Okay, check back again, okay, those drawings there. Those line works. Okay, the line works look great there, right? Okay. Yes, the consistency on those lines there. Check back again your lips, okay, when you draw them there, right? But most of it look okay, the solid line there. Okay guys, one of the things that you have to remember when you actually design yourself into cartoons there, okay? One of the right way for you guys to escape from people accused that you cannot draw well there, okay, by using a very bold outline for your illustrations. Okay, when you can use bold outline for your illustration there, right, you can escape from other people's accused that you cannot draw well. But of course the line work has to be solid, has to be confidence there, right, okay, and a very straight kind of sharp there, okay, kind of strokes, okay, to give a bit more better kind of execution for your works there. Okay, Andre, okay, if you actually can add some shadings on your faces right away, more better there, okay, to see a fast result to your works there, right? Okay. For me there, okay, if you want to execute this kind of illustrations in multiple kind of versions, one illustration, multiple versions, it can be a part of the progresses of your progressions there, your kind of positive progressions. You don't have to draw different kind of characters, okay, to show your progression there. From this one single design there, right, you can basically develop few different kind of versions, okay, of paint styles there maybe, to give a bit more better kind of understanding that you try to execute and develop your kind of skills there correctly. That's basically one of the tips there, guys. Like me there, okay, sometimes I feel bored to actually develop the same kind of characters unless I'm going to do it for animations there. Okay, for illustrations, I rarely basically are going to use the same characters all over again to develop, okay, into those paint styles, okay. So depending on the way that we're going to work on it, okay, that I'm actually going to work on it, okay. So continue there, Andre, okay, to work on it. Okay, please continue them back. Okay, you can proceed there. All right,
Okay,
next.
thank you, sir.
Anyone else there? Next. Chen Yi. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, that's great there, right? Okay, zoom in a bit, right? But shadings on those. Okay, when you try to shade basically, okay, based from those shades there, right? Okay, white shades, okay, shadows has to be careful with it, right? Can you actually show us basically the references? Open up the references there. All right, zoom in a bit. Zoom in a bit, right? Zoom in. Zoom in more there, right? Yeah, check back again, okay? Okay, if we check look there right now here. Okay, when you draw basically those, what we call that. So far the line works okay, the line works. Even though you use basically a very thin kind of line. Okay, add some shadows a little bit on the shades of those faces. Hairline, structures a bit, alright? Alright, below basically your chin there, right, okay? Okay. At the bottom of the neck there, right, okay, you actually can add some shadings of shadows there. Alright? Shades of shadows there, right?
Okay.
See back again your references there carefully. Okay, to see the logic on those shadows there, right? Alright, thank you very much there, right? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, there's some details later on. Okay, when we go through, right, okay, especially when it comes to draw wide areas there of shades. Right, you can take a look carefully, okay, how actually good to shade them up there. How actually going to shade them up there, right? Take a look back again, right, on the shadows and shades there. How to drop them up. So by looking at these references that you have, okay, when you draw them back, okay, when you draw them up there, right? Because you don't want to make those kind of visuals look a bit more like a dirty clothes there. That's basically what you have to be aware of when you draw them. So the shades basically, okay, normally they have this kind of crumples there. Okay. So when you paint it up there, right? Check back again, okay. First of all, the colors of those shadows there, I will use purple. Brush, soft brushes here. Okay. So when I paint, take a look there, right? When I paint them up there, the crumple of those shades there, right? This is how actually it's supposed to be painted. Maybe you can add a bit kind of shadows a bit there. This is how it goes there. Can you see that, right? This is how actually we develop those kind of shadows for for white areas there. You see that, right? I paint basically on top of these layers there. This is how it goes. Otherwise, it will look a little bit more like a dirty clothes there, right? From your shadings. And the other way around, I can actually use basically this kind of shadowing styles there. Just like using those, what we call that AI kind of styles there. Like a anime manga kind of, we call that solid shadow kind of style there, okay? Something like this there, right? Huh? One of the way there which works. Very soft kind of shadows there. Reduce opacities a bit maybe, or use soft kind of colors that works. Okay? That's basically one of the tips you guys can actually work with it. Okay? Alright, Chanyi. Alright. Check back again your shadings from there. Alright, Zenin is not here, right? Yensim is here, Yensim?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready there, Yensim? To share your screen?
Yes.
Alright, Yensim there, right? Okay? One of the most important thing when you actually try to redesign yourself into cartoons there, right? Okay? Which is supposed to be based on your kind of faces. Okay, one of the things you have to remember, okay, you have to show basically your progressions. Okay? Don't just submit later on a complete illustration without any progressions there. From your sketches, from your rough kind of ideas there, okay, try to make it a bit more clear, okay, on those sketches there, right? Okay, so for us to see your kind of developments there, right? From there, hopefully we actually can see the way that you develop basically your design properly, okay? From the reference that you have, from the idea that you develop there, okay, from those techniques or methods and style that you're going to produce. All those kind of things have to be put into the slide there, right? Okay. So I have to remind you guys, please remind your friend there, okay? If you're not basically submit your kind of progressions, 50% of the marks are going to be cut off from your 40% of your carry weight marks, okay, for these assignments there. 15% there, right? Other than that, I will take a look on your kind of technical kind of understanding from there. Alright, technical understanding there. Okay. Why basically you chose basically flat color for your design without basically showing you basically your kind of technical ability to develop some shadings there. Because at this stage there, guys, okay, other than creativity, okay, how to develop the styles, okay, you chose your styles to develop into your works there, okay. Sometimes the style that we create is very simple kind of styles there. For example, if I want to create, okay, thank you very much there, what we call that Yen Sims. Hopefully you actually can improve a little bit more further on the shadings kind of stuff from there and some of the detail there, right? Okay, let's just say there, right, guys. If I actually going to design basically my kind of styles there, okay, of my illustrations, Okay, maybe going to use this kind of methods only there, right? I will design basically characters of me. Alright, using basically the styles there. Okay, I'll design basically right. Doodle kind of styles there, right? Huh? For example, there outline there, right? It's a style there, guys. Okay, for illustrations, it can be a part of those a modern way to approach those kind of design. Okay, when you talk about illustrations, it can be a part of those way to approach those works these days. Okay, we talk about designing illustrations. Styles of illustrations there. Okay. If I want to design something a bit more like this to approach in my works there. It can be, okay? Okay, from the reference that I have, okay, I already show basically some of the reference, okay, to work. Then what else there? Maybe I can design basically some glasses over here. Okay, next thing is, okay, I will basically inverse. Then maybe I'm going to use, okay, we talk about styles there, guys, okay? That you guys can actually look into this kind of way of approaching your works in the futures there may be. Okay, I have this textures. Then I'm going to, okay, first of all, okay, I'm going to add some shapes there, right? Then I'm going to paste into, okay, the textures here. See? The textures there, right? So we're talking about styles there, guys, okay, right now. Okay, selections. And I set some shadings there. First of all, I'm going to add some shadings on the shadows there, right? Okay. Some shadows a bit. This is one of those different ways to approach those kind of illustration and design there. We talk about illustrations there, guys. We not talk about basically, okay, only manga styles or whatever kind of styles there, okay? Conventional kind of styles there. We not talk about that. We talk about various type of styles in the world that you guys can produce for your illustrations. Okay. Copy and paste the shadows there. I can actually multiply that, right? See? Okay, we're talking about styles over here. Okay, from this particular kind of, we call that presentations. Okay, presentations. Okay, flat kind of design there, right? Flat kind of designs. Because in my world there, okay, I have been exposed with a lot of various type of styles there, of illustrations. So if I want to use basically, okay, I have a unique ideas there on my design works. This can be a part of it. Okay, what else that we can do from here there, guys? Okay, what I can do there, again, let's just say I'm going to design a background there, right? So there is what we call that, KL Towers over here. They're going to be have what is this? KLCC there, right? All right. Then I can actually write. Design the bridge. Design the bridge using lasso tools there, and another buildings over here. Yeah, the building there, right? So we kind of what we call it, the windows itself. So what I can do from here, I can cover with another kind of textures there. So different kind of styles there, right? Okay, to work. Non-conventional kind of way, but still look styles there, okay? There's a stylized kind of style. There's a stylist kind of works from here. So from here, okay, check again the levels. I can change basically the colors over here. I didn't paint it, guys, okay? Most of the time I didn't paint this kind of illustrations there. See? To show basically the depth of fields on these visuals. Right. So what else that we can do from here? So even though the background itself, different kind of way to approach those illustrations. So how much basically that I actually can get from these visuals there? From 40%, but I will show basically the progressions there, okay? Sketches, idea developments, references, but I develop into a stylized kind of works. What you did basically was based from my mold that you did, that actually I show you guys, okay, from these demonstrations, but some of you guys can have to develop, okay? But you need basically to have some proof to develop from here. From what you actually have seen, I don't have any kind of proof from these visuals there. But as a student, you must have those kind of samples, ideas there, references there, right? Visually can be shown. In order for you to, in order for you to develop some sort of like a documentation of proof that you actually draw those characters based on your own kind of imaginations or executions or your own kind of self-research. Okay, as a student there, comparing to what I did basically right now, I don't have any references there. I'm using my pure imaginations to work on that. And did I actually execute those kind of what we call that selections are those kind of subjects, okay, correctly? Turn myself into cartoon. Basically, we have that, right? But the technique that I chose is beyond basically what you saw for the past 2 weeks, and I can develop them for a few minutes there. So you have to understand there, okay, where basically the directions of your works could be when you come to develop your kind of what we call the presentations later on. Okay, let's just say I'm going to develop those what we call that the clouds there, right? Okay. Copy paste. If I use multiply, it doesn't work there, right? So what I can do, I can adjust the levels there first, see? And I adjust the levels over here. See? The levels there. Okay, levels there. Okay, so a lot of things that we can do in this world there, guys, okay, in terms of illustrations kind of license there. Then I can actually make it soft a little bit to work into those visuals there. So when you talk about illustrations, this is not week 7 there, right? Week 6. Week 6, right? That's why I say, okay, to be creative, some people say subjective there, but basically it's a well-planned kind of way of working there. Okay, by right here, I can actually write using combination between line drawing, but a little bit more thinner there, right? Those line work into these illustrations over here. Okay. This is maybe some of it only there, guys. So, how to combine them, how to develop them into element of design there, right? Element of design. What we actually try to play around right here is a part of those element of design there, guys. Okay? So if you really want to be good at what you do there, okay? One of it basically what I actually have shared with you guys before. Okay, the techniques there. Draw correctly there first. Okay, and then when you want to execute into your own kind of design there, okay, make sure you actually can have more comfortable kind of way to approach on it. Okay, you actually can get more comfortable with your kind of styles there to use. Okay, just like I did right now there, okay, I can actually execute comfortably there, okay, with my kind of way of working. without having a lot of problems there to execute in whatever style that I want. Okay, that's basically the difference there, guys. Okay? You can actually apply that, okay, whatever style that you want there, right? But make sure that you have basically a proper kind of understanding there to experiment your kind of skills there, right? That's basically one of the things that you have to be aware and develop, okay, from time to time. So I'm using basically shadings, okay. Why basically I apply all these kind of things there to give a better kind of engagement on those visuals there. Okay, to make it those visuals doesn't look quite lame there, right? Okay. Or just like an ordinary kind of way of working there, okay? They give it more aesthetical kind of understanding, visual kind of what we call that understanding there, and color combinations kind of styles that, okay, that we approach on those kind of way we approach on these works there, right? So I can even basically paint basically the hairline that came there, right? Okay, using multiple layers there. But my layers are going to be, okay, the minimal layers, okay, this is the one and minimal layer. Okay. The reason why I'm using layers, because I want to execute correctly from the visual that I want, not because I'm afraid to make mistakes there, okay, but you can actually execute your works, okay, using layers to avoid mistakes. But it's not basically by complicating your kind of way of approaching your kind of layering kind of method there, right, okay. So if you check later, okay, we talk about the element of design and principle of design from these visuals there. Everything's were here. Start from line works, textures, colors, form, structures there, okay, value, tone, contrast, balance there, okay. Everything was there, okay. So you have to basically to understand, okay, whatever style that you're going to produce, okay, from now on, make sure you have a certain kind of references can guide us to evaluate your kind of understanding. That's why the reason why you have to show the proof, okay, when it comes to present your works later on. Like this one, okay, you guys can see from live. I don't have any proof there, right, to show basically where I get these ideas from. Everything came from my head, okay. But if I want to basically to become a student back again, yes, of course, I will show some of the proof there. Some of the style that I find quite interesting for me to follow them, right? In order for me to develop into my kind of styles of work. That's the different way. Okay, because as a student, you have to show it, right? Otherwise, people can accuse you guys. Because these days, in digital kind of era there, okay, everything can be done by copy and paste. That's one of the things. I'm not accusing anyone there, right? But you have to understand, okay, in terms of students kind of ethical kind of work. Even though like us, okay, as a professional, also people sometimes accuse them. So that's why we have to show a proof a little bit, okay, especially for the client itself. Okay. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys understand, right? For some of you guys who don't have any ideas there, this is basically one of the simplest ideas that I can give you guys there, okay? But have more value from the whole presentation that I have. Okay, because there's a very unique kind of style they can approach from in a very short time using this kind of way of working there. Okay? That's the different way, okay? How you think differently from other people's and give a very good kind of understanding and from the executions is more important than you show basically your technical skills there. Okay? So I don't actually memorize all the tools there, right? But I can execute using only general kind of tools there. That's the difference between experience and the person who actually learn basically to know about the tools, right? Okay, like you guys over here. Okay, but in meantime, you guys can learn something from here. Okay, creativity is not about how much tool that you can memorize there, but what kind of tool that you guys can generate to develop your skills from here. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? No? No questions there, right? Alright, let's go ahead. Okay, let's we go ahead with Texan. Maybe the right Texan.
Okay, just take a look at mine.
Zelin, yeah, can right? Okay, where is it, Zelin? Alright, Zelin, one of the things there, okay, focus on the characters rather than the background there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can draw the characters more bigger than their backgrounds, it's more better there, right? Okay?
Okay.
They will be more fine. Alright?
Okay.
Because right now you focus too much on the background rather than those characters itself. By right, this composition can be in portraits format, not basically landscape format there.
Okay.
Those are the things that I can comment on, okay? So far the line works looks okay, looks great, okay, the solid line over there. The only thing that actually lagged, okay, because when you draw the characters too small, we cannot actually enjoy basically your level of details later on.
Okay.
Understand what I mean there, Jalil?
So I'll make it larger.
Yeah, that's right. But if you increase from this size, maybe you're going to be blurred a bit there, right? So the best way you draw back again.
Okay.
Okay. Understand what I mean there?
Yeah. Okay, let me check something first. Let me just try to make it larger.
If you make it larger, okay, check back again the resolutions. Alright, check back again the resolution that's in there, right? Okay? Because the resolution are going to be affected your kind of quality there, okay?
Okay.
That's what okay, okay, and everyone there, okay? Make sure you understand the right format there, right? If you take a look all those kind of illustration works that I've done there, okay, for these assignments, I did not basically draw small there, okay? I will draw as big as I can there, okay? Because people will enjoy more on your details. The line works look great there, okay? But the only thing is too small there, okay, for these compositions.
Okay.
Understand that, right?
Okay.
Okay, and then right away add some shadings and shades from there. So far the techniques were right there, right? Okay, so far the techniques were right there. Okay? Looking forward to see more further on those kind of design, on those kind of complete works there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome there, right? Next, who actually going to share screen? Thank you, Zelin, okay, for your sharing. Jahui, you want to share screen there, right? Jahui? Anyone else there, Jahui? Nelson? Chi Hong? Min Yan? Anyone else there want to share screen? Anyone else there want to share screen there? Okay. Alright, Jerry. It's okay though, okay? Just share screen there, right? Okay. Then you can type down the okay. Okay, look at very great kind of developments from there. You spend a lot of time to shading them up there, right? Okay, looks great there, okay, on the shading itself. Okay, soft kind of line works over there. Okay, great. Okay, good there, you're happy there, right? Looks great there on the shadings there. Continue to work on that. Proceed there, okay? Please proceed with it. One of the things that you have to remember there, okay? Once you actually get used with those kind of styles, make sure you try to find more speed there, okay? To complete your works, okay? So most of the works there. Don't just simply draw only one illustration, okay? In your lifetime there, okay? With that kind of style there. Try to draw basically your families, your hobbies, basically your baby, okay, using this kind of styles there, just to give you more better kind of understanding about those styles there, and learn to speed up back again later on when you actually have understand about those technical kind of side, okay, to use that kind of soft brushes there to control the pressures correctly. All right. Do more kind of exercise, more drawings from that particular kind of styles there. That's how actually be good at it. All right. All right. Next. Anyone else there? This one came from Ying Ting. All right. Great. Looks great right here on those line works, everything there. Add some shadings a bit. Get some details later on there, okay? It's haven't complete yet, right?
This is not complete yet. I have more shading and highlights to add.
Oh, this one can be used as part of your greeting card for the next year, kind of Chinese New Year lah.
Okay.
Huh?
Then
Is it?
this is.
Okay, do you understand what I mean there?
Yes.
All right, can be used there, right? Next year, basically, okay, if you actually have this kind of greeting cards there, right, okay, you actually can send it over to your friends, colleague there, right, okay, families, members there. The process of working on it, okay, we want to see there, right, okay. How actually you turn over yourself into that kind of versions there, right. All this kind of process, please basically, okay, share on those slide there, right?
Okay.
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 Okay, good.
Then this is what it looks like.
Can you zoom in a bit,
for now
right? Can you zoom in a bit? Okay. Okay, all those references, samples there, okay, provide in your slide, okay, so we can see the changes that you made, okay, from the initial kind of ideas, samples, reference, sketches into these final works there, right?
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you very much there, Jing Ting. Next. Hey, Chi Hong, how is it, Chi Hong? Your kind of progressions there, Chi Hong?
Okay lah.
Okay lah, okay, show us right now.
Tengok lah.
You're right, okay, be the man there, right, okay?
It's not done there.
Hey, I actually done myself, okay, draw this one, okay, for you guys, okay, today. I think it's yours is more better than mine, right? The way that you progress is better than mine, okay. But I still show you guys how it works over here. See, this drawing is over here. I think your drawing is more better than this one, right? Is it?
No lah.
How come no there? Okay, this one is basically a chinchai drawings only there, right? Mine basically is more chinchai drawings there, okay? How actually you're progressing your works there? Can we see that, right, Chiong?
Okay.
Just show the progress there, okay? Don't worry there, right? We learn from one to another there, right? Hey, anyone actually want to share screen? Okay, please get ready there, right? Okay, before we end up the sessions over here today. And how's it actually on? Right? Okay, zoom in a bit, right? Yeah, I think you're doing the wrong way to paint there, right?
I know this is just, I'm gonna erase the output business.
Okay, zoom in a bit. Close those paint styles there. Close the paint. Okay, right now, okay, one of the reasons you're not executed well because you not actually draw your line well there, right? What kind of brushes that you use right here? This one a little bit more like okay, even though you're going to use soft brushes, general brushes for shadings there, but the line works, please use basically Cal Ultimate Ink brushes there, wet media brushes there, right? To get more better quality of line there. Okay, one of the reasons, okay, all the line works that you produce were not combining together there, okay? That's why it's hard for you to make some selections. I already show you guys how it works. Use those kind of methods there to make some selections there. Otherwise, you actually can use also those, what we call that, those clipping masks there, okay? Clipping masks and what we call that methods in those layers there. But I didn't use them there, right? I'm using only selections, a very simple kind of selections styles there to select those kind of what we call it shapes before I'm going to paint them up. Close the paint styles there, the layers of paint, because it's too painful for me to see there, right? Close basically the paint style there, okay, Chiong?
Okay.
It's very painful to my eyes there, right? Hey, where is it? Close those paint style. I want to see those line works there.
Okay.
You the one who make mistake, you want to basically to be shy on it. Why again? You should basically, okay, realize that I will call your name there, okay, every time basically in our classroom there, okay? Alright, I will call your name there, okay? Because you're the last person basically going to be in our list there. Okay, close those paint style there first. Paint style layer there, right? Where is it? Okay, close everything there, right? Huh? Except the line works. Check back again the line works there, Chico. Come on there, right? You're not supposed to basically using different layers for every single shapes, okay? If you actually have complete those lines there. The things that you have to go through, okay, where the sample of works there, right? The sample of these visuals.
Reference.
This one absolutely look like a tracing rather than drawings there. Okay? Absolutely look like a tracing rather than drawings there. I want you to focus on your drawing styles there. Okay, not tracing styles there. Okay guys? I want you guys to focus on your drawing style instead of tracing styles there. You have all those kind of materials there that you guys can use to draw them back. The only thing that you have to go through right now to draw correctly using the right kind of brushes, not trace those kind of line works. Understand what I mean there, Chihong?
Alright.
Okay, improve from there. I want to see those kind of improvement, okay? Okay, I'm not going to be hesitate enough there, okay, to give a lower marks from you if you're not actually following the right kind of brush styles there for you to draw correctly. Okay, because you can draw there, okay? I know you can draw there, right? The only thing there, okay, you have to use the right kind of tools, brushes to develop into your works there, right? Draw the hairline properly there, okay? Don't trace them there, right? This is not the way basically we draw the hairline there, okay? Unless there, okay? Where is it? You want to draw or use basically different kind of style of painting, but although basically you're going to execute or not there, right? Who is that? Chupe. Where is it? Alright, thank you very much there, okay, Chi Hong. Improve more on your drawing line efforts. Improve on your drawing line efforts. Okay, Chikang, how's it at Chikang?
Sir, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is my spouse. And I use this reference and this combine to
Okay, as I told you guys there, okay, your drawings, okay, your kind of illustration is too small there, okay. Dragons are going to be a bit more kind of dominant from your compositions. Okay, zoom in a bit, right? That's what I said, okay. This guy should be the main character, not the dragon there. That's why you spend too much time basically did wrong. You should spend more time to develop your kind of characters rather than those dragons there, because the dragon basically you just trace from other people's works there, right?
so I should remove the dragon.
You're not supposed to remove there. You can make it into a background or later on, right? Understand what I mean there? The
Yeah.
dragon can be a part of those supporting element for your compositions, not the main characters.
Okay.
You understand what I mean there, right?
Yeah.
Right? The main character is supposed to be you, not the dragons. Because the dragon we can trace. Right. When we say basically turn ourselves into cartoon there, right? Not turn ourselves into dragon, or not draw the dragon into cartoons there. So you must be able to understand the objective of these illustrations kind of what we call that assignments there, right? Turn ourselves into cartoons there, so that means you should be the main characters there. So the main character has to be a little bit more bigger there, right? If you watch actually some of the movie posters there, right? They always emphasize on the main characters, isn't it? The dragon are not the main characters, so they become a backdrop there, okay? For those compositions there. You stand there, right, Chika? That's basically the things there. Alright? You actually can send it over this progress in your submissions, but the final one, I want to see basically the main characters if it's more bigger than the background there, right?
Okay.
Okay, that's basically the things there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome there, right? So that's what I say there, guys, okay? I always emphasize on the main characters there first. Okay? Because what's the point basically you show the dragon there, right? You trace them, right? There's nothing can be proud of from there. Unless you design your own dragon styles there, it can be. Okay? You design your own dragon there, right? But when you draw from other people's works, right, okay? There's nothing basically can be proud of there. Okay? Same goes to what I actually did there, okay? But I draw the main character is basically a human face. Okay, the human face that I'm emphasizing. Okay, the body that I create basically is only a sub element to emphasize basically the scenario of those visuals. And of course, the background that I actually create. Okay, that I create basically only a very subtle kind of what we call that visuals there. They can be approached from there. Okay? It's not a dominant kind of elements. Alright guys, okay? Okay, anyone else there want to share screen? Thank you very much there, Chitang. Good kind of try that, okay? I really appreciate that, okay? But it's not that kind of, cannot focus on the main objective there. Okay? I would see basically you're going to waste a lot of your potentials there, okay? When you paint it up later on. Alright, anyone else there? Wanted to share screen? Anyone else there? Come on there, guys.
That's pretty much it.
James. Okay. Okay, James, how is it? Okay, zoom in a bit. Alright, take a look at the James there, right, okay? He focused on him actually as a part of the main characters there. Okay, even though he take a lot of efforts to draw all those elements back again, right, okay? But the main character we can see, okay? Can you zoom out a bit, okay? Full screen, zoom out there, right? We can see the main characters from the whole composition is still him. That's the difference there, guys. Okay, the size that he made basically is quite suitable for the compositions there. But James, if you actually can increase a bit more the size, more better there, right? Okay, because otherwise, once basically you actually puts a lot of things into the colors there, right? Okay, your kind of what we call that characters are going to be blended over, but not have more main focus there, right? So people who are going to have the main focus are going to be the backgrounds at the same time, okay? Because you're supposed to be a bit more bigger and more stand out there, okay? On the visuals there. Okay, James? You understand what I mean there? James, take notes there, okay? Increase a bit and the size, okay, on those characters there, right? And then focus more on the shadings and the shades for these main characters there first before you add those background there, okay? For me, the backgrounds can be a part of those image manipulation kind of styles there if you want to, but if you want to paint it out there, okay, you should paint correctly there, okay? Or maybe you can use a different kind of styles there, or vector kind of styles there, solid kind of shadows light there, okay, which works on that. Some of the elements on the backgrounds, okay, can be added more to give more better kind of compositions. Right? All right, thank you very much, James. All right, anyone else there? Want to share screen? How come Yang look voice like a robot, right?
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, again,
This one doesn't first it's the effort.
yes, again, right?
Okay. The background image, the setters. This. Sections. Then the third one, and then a face, and then this final progress, and then bandana. You take the candle or you candle. You chẳng qua là chẳng qua.
Oh, wait, who's that? Who's that, alright?
It's me, huh?
Huh? Who's that, alright? Oh, wait, who's that, alright? Huh? Huh? Who is it, alright?
Who is that? Yeah.
Not this one, okay, another one, just now, right? That we saw there, right? The one that we saw, right? Okay, from the desktop, right? Okay, who is it? All right, okay, zoom in, right? Zoom in those visuals. Okay, zoom in a bit. Okay, zoom in a bit, right? Yeah, we want to see those kind of details there, okay, on your faces there. Okay, the line works look okay there, right? Okay. Okay, when you draw those hairline, be careful with it. All right. Please focus, concentrate on your faces there, right? Okay. First, okay, draw the hairline correctly, right? Okay. Okay, open up those pictures there, okay, on your face there, okay, your faces there, right, back again. Okay, zoom in a bit, zoom in more there, right? Okay, get the right kind of photos there, right? Okay, Yang. Okay, draw properly on your faces there, okay. The best way, find multiple versions of your faces, then you draw them back. Okay, Draw big there first, and then you can rescale them. Okay, when you focus to draw small there, okay, you won't be able to get enough detail from there.
Okay.
Okay, make sure they're right. Okay, draw in a huge scale a bit there. Okay, and then you can actually capture a lot of detail from there. All right. Otherwise, you won't be able to capture some details.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay. Work on it.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Welcome there.
Okay, thank you.
Draw the hairline correctly. Otherwise, okay, it doesn't actually synchronize with your main kind of what we call that body that you're going to focus, okay, on those designs, right? Okay. All right. The best way for me, okay, for me to execute those kind of design, I will give different maybe 2 or 3 options, okay. One, the head bigger bit, and then make it a bit medium size, and the actual size for the body, okay. So we can see, you guys can see basically there, okay, which one basically quite suitable for your final presentations later on. So that's the process that also we want to see there, okay, that you have find a lot of options before you finalize them. Okay. That's basically okay. Everyone should basically do the same thing there, okay, before you decide there. Don't just decide on yourself there without sharing to those presentations there, okay, that you have more options, okay, when you develop your works there, right? All right, anyone else there? Want to share more on the screen there, right? Anyone else there? Come on, guys. Okay, Sheng Hang there, right? Okay. Okay, looks great there, okay? Focus on the shadings on your faces, and then you can proceed with those body there, right? Okay. Then you can proceed with the body there, right? Huh? Zoom in a bit, right? Zoom in a bit. For me there, okay, one other thing, the same thing, okay, Sheng Hang. Focus on the characters there. Even though you try to basically to give a bit more kind of visuals, okay, for the background itself there, okay. For me, okay, for the evaluators, we don't care about the background, okay. We will basically more focus on your illustrations there, right? Especially on your characters itself. So make the size bigger a bit, right? Okay. So that's basically what we actually going to focus there. The backgrounds are going to be a sub element there. Don't let those backgrounds distract basically your visuals. Okay, distract basically your visuals there. Okay. All right. Thank you very much there. Sheng Hang there, right? Remember, okay, we got to enjoy basically the visual that you develop from your faces. That's how basically we actually can give more better kind of what we call that evaluations from this marking, what we call that system there, right? Huh? All right, anyone else there want to share screen?
Me.
Xin Yi. Okay.
Okay. Pak Ai Chibun Sana.
Okay, looks great.
This.
What happened to the hair there, right? Bottom of the hair there, okay?
Okay.
The bottom of the head doesn't look like a hair, it can look like a kain cloth there, right? Can you see the hair styles there? The hair design? Right.
Okay.
Sure, your hair drawing look like that, your hair style look like that. Huh? Look like a cloth there, okay? Not like a hair. like a roti canai there, okay? You know, shapes. You see that, right? Look flat there, okay? At the top, maybe you can actually develop maybe a bit kind of style, so okay, because of the puppet there, okay? Kind of style, okay? But at the bottoms, doesn't look like a hair. If you're comparing to those references, even though they draw basically the ponytail kind of styles there, right? But still look like a hair kind of shapes there. This one doesn't look like a hair shapes there. Okay?
Okay.
Or maybe it look like what, when the person basically doesn't take a shower there, okay, and doesn't clean the hair there, okay, they look like this, right? Right. Like a dreadlock, right? Kind of what we call that shapes there. Right. You know that, okay, when we actually don't actually take showers, okay, for several years there, okay, and then the hair going to be look like this, so careful with it, okay, when you visualize those hairline there, okay, and strokes there. Even though we draw a puppet kind of styles, okay, they have to be the shape or form of those hair there, okay. When you watch basically a lot of doll, okay, any doll, okay, in this world, okay, where they design the hair, the shape of structures of hair are going to be formed together, right, to show basically the indication between hair and other kind of elements there. Okay?
Yes.
Other thing, right, the line works look great. Okay, the line works look great. Try to see how actually you draw those kind of what we call that characters. Right? Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, welcome. Next, anyone else there? Anyone else there? Anyone else there want to share screen? Okay, Nelson. All right, the format itself there, Nelson, is a landscape or portrait. Oh, okay. I think the head is a bit more bigger there, okay? You should draw the head a bit bigger there, right? Otherwise, they doesn't actually show a right kind of proportionate, okay, for this design there, right? Yeah. Okay. If you make the head a bit more bigger, then it will be more proportionate. How basically you paint basically this the body there, right?
I paint the body scanner.
Hmm.
So I put the similar thing like that.
All right, check back again. Okay, show us basically those kind of step by step how actually you paint it up there, right? Huh?
Step by step.
Okay.
So, for channel, it's for the white color.
Okay.
Color.
Mm-hmm.
And shadow. For the skin also. Shadow and highlight.
Okay, great there, right?
The hair. For shadow and some highlight also.
Yeah.
Light from the right side. Put that side more shadow.
Okay.
Then the face.
Okay, go through back again the shadows there, right? Okay. Take a look back again carefully, right? Okay. Can you basically go through basically those styles of shadows taken from those anime styles there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check back again, okay. This one basically, okay, the shadows fall off. The highlight came from the top there, right? That's why there is no, there is a less kind of shadow from there. But from your side over here, the highlight came from the right side. The right side, that means the shadow going to be fall off to the right side of your visuals there. Yes. So the shadow going to be fall off to the right side of the faces. including basically the right side of those shirts there, right, okay, and the body itself. So you have to draw a bit kind of shadows, okay, for the right side there, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, it will look a bit quite weird a bit, okay, on those visuals.
Okay, sir.
Check back again there.
Okay. So after the highlight and shadow, I will complete the background.
Okay.
Then it shows like the presentation. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, welcome there, right? Okay, take a look there, guys, okay? We'll talk about shadows over here. Okay, check back again, okay, first. Okay, when the highlight came from this side, okay, most of people basically afraid to draw and paint basically some shadows over here. That's the problem there, right? That's the problem that you face, okay? Because otherwise, okay, the visual, okay, why basically we had the shadows there right here? One of the reasons, because we want to show basically some sort of light. We want to show basically the dramatic kind of look and feel from those references that we have, from those design that we have. Okay? That's why we have this kind of indication of shadows there. Check back again there, right? Okay? Refer more kind of anime, manga kind of styles there to design the shadows there. Right? You see there, right? Who actually just now? Nelson, is it? Check back again there.
Yes, yes.
Okay? Check back again the shadows there. Okay. That's basically what we go through there, okay? You should basically go through with it. So this part, basically the shadows, right? It's supposed to be covered this areas also. Same goes to this part there, right? Okay? So there has to be covered in the correct kind of what we call that weight again. Same goes to the hairline there, okay? Hairlines over here. They're supposed to be covered these areas there. Okay? Supposed to be covered these areas there. Okay, these areas. Otherwise, it will look weird there. Okay? Right, Nelson?
Okay.
Okay, check back again there, right? Huh? Check back again. Refer more kind of anime, manga kind of stuff there, right?
No problem.
All right. Next. Who actually right going to share screen there? Anyone else there want to share screen? All right, Shuyin.
This
Okay.
one haven't done yet.
All right, the composition's more better, okay? Okay, careful, okay, when you draw those kind of the legs, okay? The ankles itself, there, right? Zoom in a bit. Zoom in a bit, right? Okay. All right, looks great, okay? Better than the composition than before, there, right? Okay, proceed with it. Good.
So this one is the sketch.
Process of working there. Did a sketch there, right? Okay, looks great there, okay, Shi?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome there, right? Anyone else there want to share screen? Anyone else there want to share screen? She in? Okay. This is the one now, right? Okay, zoom in a bit, right? Very tall and long there, right? Huh? She is. Right, add some shadings again, the normal kind of shading, the solid kind of shadings there.
Okay.
Alright, thank you very much there, okay, Chien. Okay guys, I want to show you guys a bit of kind of examples over here. Okay, check basically these references there, right? Okay, how actually some of the anime, manga kind of style, okay, show basically some shadowing kind of process, okay? On developing those kind of shadows, the directions of shadows itself, okay, to develop those kind of shadings there. Okay, learn and study a bit more further, right? Okay, don't refer only one single illustrations there, okay? To focus on your kind of way of approaching your kind of design there. Okay, take a look over here. This is what Nelson may basically been working on just now there, right? If the highlight came from this side, see how actually they place with the shadows there, right? One of the simplest way to work on it. Okay. This is a bit more complex, okay, when you draw the hairline, okay, about the hairline, okay, just now basically who actually draw the hairline, okay, on the doll. Check back again how actually they draw those kind of hairlines using those kind of styles there, right? Okay, how they separate between those kind of line there, right? Shapes. A lot of samples here we actually can use, okay, to develop our understanding from here. Even draw the eyes there, okay? Okay, draw the eyes there. See, right? Okay, good examples how to draw those kind of eyes, faces correctly. Okay? Some facial expressions. So if you actually want to go through with those manga kind of styles there, okay, make sure you can actually draw correctly and practice your kind of design there. Okay? Some shadings over here, see? Develop some shading kind of styles there correctly. This is a bit more like a combination between American and also manga kind of styles, Western and also Japanese kind of style combined together. Sketch more there, okay, to develop your understanding on the characters itself. Alright, this is a good kind of example how to practice your sketch there. Okay, guys. Alright, thank you very much there, okay. Anyone else want to share screen? No? We actually recommend Yan.
Wait, sir, I just realized I haven't been attendance.
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 Who is it, Zenlin?
Chinzali.
Okay, anyone else there?
Hmm?
Anyone else there that I haven't actually taken those attendance? Shu Ying? Wen Xin? Jacqueline? And Chu Pei? No, they're right, huh? Alright. So, anyone else there before we wrap up everything? No, they're right? Or Minyan? How is it a Minyan, they're right? Focus on the characters that first Minyan before you're going to add on those background, they're right, huh? Okay. I bet basically, right, okay, if you want to draw this kind of styles there, okay, make sure you have enough reference there to work. Enough reference there. Okay, make sure you find enough reference there, Mingyan. Okay, to develop into your kind of illustrations over here. Okay? Okay, if you look carefully there, okay, on the visuals, okay, from these references there, right, on Wednesday itself, see a lot of good references from here. A lot of better references based on the main characters that can be emphasized on the visuals there, right. Okay, take a look there, okay, a lot of good references there. Okay, to develop from there. Okay, by right, if I want to design basically my own version of it, in any kind of styles that I want. Okay, in any style that I want there, right. So I bet I can actually develop those kind of styles there. Okay. See? So if I want to clean up those lines, you guys can see the screen sharing there, right? So you want to clean up the line there, right? See? So you must be able to look into more interesting kind of looks from your visuals there, right? Okay? Make sure you can get more better kind of results, okay? To emphasize on the visual to make it more interesting there, okay? Than the actual kind of references. This is basically a rough kind of what we call it ideas that I have. You draw the hairline there. So you must be able to understand your own kind of subject matters there correctly. This is basically a rough kind of design that I have from here. Okay? By right, we can do more from there. Okay. All right. That's why you have to understand about your kind of subject matters correctly when you design them. Okay? All right, Minyan? Okay, when you design basically your face, focus on your face correctly there. Right? And then you can turn over into any kind of element if you want to there. I can turn basically those kind of brightness into myself there, right? Okay? I can actually apply from there using my own face there, okay, with a beard, everything there. Make more funny there, right? So whatever that you're going to do there, okay, make sure you make it more interesting for your presentations. The visuals, the styles that you chose, the way they're going to approach your works there, okay, it's all basically important there. Otherwise, they look a bit more like a lame kind of presentation there, okay, doesn't have any interesting, okay. Focus on the characters itself rather than the background there. Okay, focus on the characters rather than the background. The backgrounds are going to be your supporting element there, right? Okay, so when you design your characters carefully, using any kind of aesthetical kind of understanding that you have in mind, then you actually can develop more further from there. Okay, a lot of things there. This one basically I just create only a few seconds on it, right? If I spend more time a bit there, right, I can design more better there. So the way that you choose basically your styles is really important here. If you don't want to use basically a caricature kind of style there to design your kind of faces. So make sure you draw in a more proper way when you study them back. All right. So work on it there, okay? Each one of you guys over here before you submit. Try to improve more further on your presentation. Otherwise, you will get what you get there, right? Okay. If you're not actually following basically my kind of suggestion or command or those works there, right? All right. Thank you very much there. Have a good day. I'll see you guys around next week, okay? For our exercise, and this Sunday are going to be our deadline there, okay? Work on it. Thank you very much. Have a good day there, okay? See you guys around, okay? Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome,
Thank you,
alright.
sir.
Okay, bye. Take care, alright.